Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree. I joined you here missing a few steps because we are going to talk about this little palette today. This is the Milani All-Inclusive Eye, Cheek, and Face palette. I have the shade Volume 110 Light to Medium. They also have one other one called Volume 120 Medium to Deep. This was $14.99, but I could have sworn at the time that this was on sale for $14.99, but now that I checked their website, it's just $14.99. So it's a face palette. It comes with a little assortment like this. It has a blush, 2 blushes, 3 eyeshadows, a bronzer, and a highlighter. This is a little different. Let me see if it'll focus. This is a little different than I was expecting it to be. I thought it was going to be a palette with their already existing formulas in it, like you were going to get a baked blush, maybe one of their highlighters, the bronzer they already make, but this all seems like it's not new formulas, but not their pre-existing blushes, bronzers, and highlighter formula. To me, this formula and the way that it just looks, just looking at them, it looks exactly like their eyeshadow formula, which this is the one palette that I have in that formula, where all of the shimmers have this like foiled kind of look to them. And when you touch them, they kind of like fall apart, like they're kind of flaky. Not flaky, but it's like a foil, it's a weird texture. And they put that highlighter in here and they put a blush in here with that formula. I did try this out last night as a first impressions, and then, well, yesterday evening, I accidentally deleted the video. By then the sun was down and I didn't want to redo it, so this is still a first impressions, but I did try this out one time yesterday, and I'm actually glad I'm giving it another shot because last night I did not like it very much. I will swatch this, but I am going to apply it on my face. Right now I have on tinted moisturizer and powder. This is the best that I have been able to get makeup to sit on top of my newly found textured skin. And I feel like I might do a video on all the makeup so far that's been sitting the best on top of it. I mean, makeup's not going to make the texture disappear, but it can still look decent, and that's kind of how I feel it looks right now. Anyway, I have on tinted moisturizer and powder, and that's it. So we're going to do blush, bronzer, highlighter, and eyeshadow from this palette. I will swatch it and everything. I bought this because it looks like it's the same setup as a palette I just brought out here. The Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a palette. I only have one of these. You only really need one of these. Same setup. It has 3 eyeshadows, 2 blushes, a bronzer, and a highlighter. This one is a lot more natural looking. The highlighter and the bronzer especially are very, very skin-like. Eyeshadows, really natural colors, and really beautiful formulas. I do really like that palette. This one, we'll see how it goes today. So I'm going to do the bronzer. The bronzer is so mustardy, like it's such a yellow bronzer, and that's the one issue I always find, or I think a lot of us always find with these all-in-one palettes where it's like blush, bronzer, and highlighter, is that each palette's gonna have one thing you like the light skin tone palette is gonna have a really great bronzer, but the blush is gonna be too light, or the highlighter is gonna be too frosty, and you like those things from the deeper options. So those kind of things I'm not always a fan of, because just like now, that bronzer looks really mustardy. Not normally my preference, but we're gonna try it out anyway. I'm just gonna do a duo fiber brush because from what I saw last night, it's a little pigmented. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit so you could see if it's sticking or anything like that. Okay, I haven't been loving the way makeup is sitting on top of this textured skin of mine. And if you're tired of me talking about my textured skin, it's new to me. I have no idea how to do makeup on top of textured skin. I had an allergic reaction to something and my skin broke out in all of these little bumps and this rash. It's on my eyelids, my under eyes, and every inch of my face and neck. And so far makeup is not looking that great on top of it. That's why I was so proud of the base makeup I did today, because it didn't look so, like it wasn't sticking all over the place. As you can see, this bronzer is very, very pigmented and very yellow. Like, I don't know about this color. Look at that. That looks like, what is that color of bronzer? Why? Why would they put this color in there? I don't know. Like, I don't even think they sell a bronzer in this color. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm sure this is somebody's color and someone likes this color. It's just not for me. And it's very yellow. And this is what I saw last night, and I was like, it's very, very yellow. I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't like this last night at all. And I especially did not like this bronzer with the blush colors. Like that blush and that bronzer are, oh my gosh, they don't go together. But let's do some blush anyway. One of the blushes is very, very frosty and almost like a highlighter, and the other one is matte. So I'm gonna do this one here, and then maybe that other one as like a topper or as a, I don't know, a highlighter or something. But let's do a little of this blush. I didn't like the color of this blush with that bronzer. It just looked really weird because the bronzer is so yellow and the blush is so pink. I also don't like the way that it's sticking like that, but what are you gonna do? Okay. Oh man, I was hoping a second impression would make me like this, but so far bronzer, not my favorite. The blush I do like, but not with that yellow bronzer. It just looks so weird. It's such a weird color combination. All right, let's do some highlighter. I got a different brush this time because last night I used one that was a little more like flimsy and I found it kind of just flew everywhere. So I'm gonna do this one a little denser. This is the Real Techniques angled highlighter brush. And the highlighter looks like just a big pan of one of their eyeshadows that they put in these palettes that look like this. I don't really enjoy these palettes that much. This one I actually do like, but I've tried a couple other ones. I don't love them. I have the pastel one and I do really like that one. But the formula in these is just, the foils especially are so weird. And that's exactly what this highlight looks like. It looks like it's just one of their eyeshadows that they put in a big pan. But yeah, let's put this on. Oh yeah, that looks way better than last night. I did not like the way that it looked yesterday with that fluffier brush. Ooh, that's really nice. Yeah, last night I felt like it was just sitting on top of my face as well. This brush seems like it's, I don't know, but like pushing it in a little more. All right, you know what? I don't hate that. I like that highlighter and I like the blush. That bronzer, it's so yellow. I don't even know if you can see the blush. I can see the blush over here in the mirror, but I feel like in the camera it's only picking up all the bronzer. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Okay, next eyeshadow. So it comes with two matte eyeshadows and a shimmery one here. I am gonna swatch these, don't worry. But I'm gonna pick up that first top pink one. This one, I'm gonna get that one and do the inner corner, and then I'm gonna do a little of the foiled one there on the lid. I used these shadows yesterday, of course, and they seem to work really nicely. They blended really nicely. They went on quite lovely. And it seems like it's that same formula that's in those like skinny eyeshadow palettes that they have out. I can't remember the name of them, but it seems like it's that same super soft, really blendable, easy to use formula that's in those palettes. But if you have one of these or you bought one, were you expecting it to be their pre-existing stuff? I was hoping that was what it was going to be, but when I got it, and of course I was looking at the names on the back, I thought one was going to say Luminoso and one was going to say this eyeshadow is from that palette or whatever. But no, it seems like it's new blush, new bronzer, new highlight formula. To me, it just seems like eyeshadow formula, but it's fine. All right, so there's that one. This one looks a little weird. It's fine. I'm not going anywhere. Or am I? I don't know. Today's Valentine's Day and it snowed last night. So the day before yesterday, the high was like 60 something and today the high is 19 and it's completely covered with snow and it's supposed to snow all day. Isn't that cool? I kept seeing on the news and the weather app or whatever that the East Coast, I think, was getting a ton of snow. And and like super cold weather, and I was like, ooh, it's gonna make its way over here. And it did. I mean, it'll probably be here for one day. Whenever it snows here, I live in New Mexico, it like looks like this, like completely covered winter wonderland, and then by tomorrow morning it'll look like it never happened. Certain parts of the city, of course, are still in the shade. Like there are parts here in my neighborhood that are shaded, and it'll be snow there, just because it doesn't melt, but the rest of the city you will never know that it snowed. Well, I'm just gonna... That looks okay, I guess. I feel like I need to put more up here, but if I didn't say it 1,000 times already, I have some texture on my eyelids and eyeshadow. It just doesn't look that good, and I don't want to chance like putting all kinds of eyeshadow on top of it. So I'm just gonna get this foiled one here on my finger. This one was kind of disappointing yesterday, but let's see. It didn't seem to stick on top of the eyeshadow very well, like on top of powder. But now, you know what? It's not doing too bad. Can you see it? It's very sparkly. And there you go. That looks alright. I don't think I'm gonna go out of my way to put mascara on in this video because I just don't really, I haven't been really wanting to wash off mascara lately. Or eyeliners, just like one of those things where I'm like, I don't really want to go through washing that off. But I will put it on, just not now, because I think I am going to wash this off and maybe do a different video. We'll see what I do. Anyway, that is the makeup, that is the palette. Let me swatch it real quick. So I'm going to do the blushes. What am I doing? The blushes and the bronzer and the highlight first. There's one foiled the highlight's foiled, the bronzer and the blush are matte, and then this one here is also a blush. It seems very highlightery. God, that bronzer. Why would they put that bronzer in there? But there's those four swatched there. That blush I bet would be really pretty as an eyeshadow, that foiled one. Or even just the matte one. I feel like all 5 of these here would have made a nice little eye palette. Like I could have put that on my eyes today. Anyway, let's swatch the eyeshadows. 2 mattes, 1 foiled. There's the swatches there of the eyeshadows. So the palette, I think it's okay. I don't hate it. I actually really like the blush and the highlighter. Obviously the bronzer was not my favorite thing. Darn, and I feel like you're not picking up the blush too much in the video for some reason. But I like the eyeshadows, the blush, the highlight I actually like more today than I did yesterday. Bronzer, I think, what were they doing with that color in this palette here? I think it's really weird. But yeah, that is it. Let me know if you've picked up one of these palettes for 15 bucks. I think, okay. I don't think you need it. You don't need it. You have stuff like this already. You already have your favorite blushes, highlighters, bronzers, and eyeshadows. You don't need this one here in an assortment that you might not like all the things. In formulas that Milani makes way better formulas than this, I feel. So you don't need it, but if you picked it up, I don't think you would hate it. I don't know. It's an easy pass. It's a pass for me. You don't need it. I'm just gonna say, just stay right there. I'm not even gonna try to talk you into it. You don't need it, but it's all right. Anyway, that's it. Let me know if you picked one of these up, what your experience has been, everything like that, or if you would get one. Let me know what you think, and I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.